Welcome to Inside of the Business with Sir Churchill Williams. My name is Lamille Truitt, and today's topic, before I release the topic, I want to say something that my mom always told me. She said, a lie don't care who tell it as long as it's told. Today, church, first of all, we're back, baby. We're back. This not your average talk show. This is reality. The reality is so many women out there, and not just women, but men, but more so women, they have hardened up their hearts. They fear going into relationships because they've been disappointed over and over and over again. And they're blaming the man. They blaming, where they met the man at, or they blaming that man lied to them. Somewhere down the line, they had some expectations that didn't get met. Churchill, when it comes to this topic, you're a scientist.
Thank you for that. That's a compliment.
You're author of
Yes.
Inside of the Business, of the Choices You Make, CUM.
Inside the business is calm management. Calm is a double entendre for choices you make. And since you mentioned that subject about the failed expectations, I always like to refer to the beginning of a relationship when a man and a woman came together. Now, it could go either way. Either the man can do the choosing or the woman can do the choosing. And in my case, it was organic. It was kind of like a mutual choosing because actually I accidentally met my wife. I mistaked her for someone else, but that's another subject for another time and another discussion.
Right, I understand.
But on this, far as the failed expectation goes, if the woman was pursuing a man and she finds herself with failed expectations, maybe she didn't get what she wanted or what she thought that she was going to get out of the situation. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes women try to change men into what they want them to be. And if the man already has his mind set on being who he is and sticking to that, well then he's not going to change at the core. Only way a man going to change into doing what he want to do is not going to be a change at all. He going to do it for the right person. Like for myself. My wife friends tell her all the time, I wish I had a man like that. And she tell him, no, you don't, because he probably wouldn't be the same man for you that he is for me. Because every female's resume and presentation is different. So that's where you can draw your expectations from.
But church, what is the mindset of that woman who's looking for love and just haven't found it yet? What is that mindset? Can you kind of take us into that?
I can't really speak to the mindset of a woman looking for love, but I don't feel like she should be looking forward. I think it's best because I had a few females that I talked to a long time ago, family members, that I would tell when they were single, don't focus on trying to find a man. Just focus on yourself right now.
Yeah, but you said something in one of our shows in the past when we did the radio show on 90.1 FM where you said that whoever chooses first, you remember that?
Right, whoever do the choosing, do the losing.
Do the losing.
I believe that.
Right.
I believe that.
Right.
Because if you look at a situation where a typical situation where, just as use a club for example, and a female is standing over there and a guy comes over to her, he presents himself, hey, how you doing, whatever he says, the first thing she's gonna do is look him up and down and decide if he looks good enough to stand there and possibly buy her drinks. So once she entertains whatever conversation he has, the door is open for him to walk through, long as the conversation that comes out of his mouth don't disqualify him.
Right. But church, how do a woman get certainty in an uncertain world?
It's no such thing. It's no such thing as certainty in an uncertain world.
So
I do believe this though. If you're in a situation of marriage, like me and you, for myself, one thing is for certain about my marriage and with my wife is that I'm where I want to be doing what I want to do. So it's not like I settled. It's not like she trapped me. or none of the above. I'm where I want to be, doing what I want to do. So if anybody is in a situation where they don't want to be, they're not going to put their 100% into it.
Right, but at the end of the day, I think that's what we all want. We want some level of certainty. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Especially when it comes to love, you want to be certain that it's gonna last. You want to be certain that this is the right person. You want to be certain that the person that you're considering to be the one, you want certainty that this person is telling you the truth and all of that. But how do we get that, church, in an uncertain world?
I can't say how to get it, but I think I have a formula that has worked for me.
Okay, what's that? Can you share with us that formula?
I can't say that
Right.
the formula will work for the next person,
Right.
but I believe that, like once you're born into the world,
Uh-huh.
you're raised up under your parents' government.
Right.
When you leave home at whatever age that is, I was 18. I left home and I was a representative of what I was taught and had imputed into me by my parents. So I walked out into the world with all of that information that I gained through those years. I remixed it, tweaked it, and tried to make it through what I refer to as the roaring 20s, which was dating females, doing my thing, getting my clubbing out the way, running the streets, being with the fellas, all of the above, and establishing myself as a man at the same time.
Right, I understand.
Right.
So how do that woman that, she want to be happy, she want to find the right person, church, what can she do to protect herself without having those failed expectations?
The best thing I think a woman could do to protect herself from not having failed expectations is don't run up on one of them niggas bullshit.
So what about lowering your expectations?
I don't think anybody should lower their expectations. Because like I was saying with my formula, by the time I made it through my 20s, I actually met my wife when I was 30. So I knew at that time that, and I didn't have any kids. So I knew at that time I was ready to, have a kid or have kids, and she was the best woman for the job. So the way that I feel like I gained a level of certainty was through the interviewing process. I mean, you got to do your homework before before you get in the bed. You got to get in the head.
Right, but let me share this with you. Do you remember the movie Bronx Tale?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Sonny told Calagio, in this life you only come across two good ones.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You being 30 before you met your wife, right? A lot of women came past. You had a lot of fans in the stands, right?
Came before that.
Before that.
Right.
So you had some level of expectation that the one was coming.
Not necessarily.
So you wasn't expecting the one to come.
Not necessarily. Like I told you, it was an organic, accidental
Chemistry.
And through the conversation that we had. Listen, I met my wife one night. We talked on the phone till we fell asleep on the phone, and I knew that she was somebody that I wanted to be with.